This skill is Design Mathematical Algorithms. The learning goal for this skill is to see how Microsoft Excel coding can be used to sum and product a list of numbers. The success criteria is to be able to design and implement mathematical algorithms using a simple general purpose programming language. I've gone ahead and only grabbed 4 examples for this short goal. If you have the ability to, you can also use the program Microsoft Excel to help you with some of the questions. And I'll be doing a few examples based on the questions that we have here from Essential Assessment. For this first example here, we're going to find the following, and what you will see is a column of numbers. Doesn't necessarily what numbers are in the column, but what is important is to see that the column up the top starts with the letter A, and each number here represents what number is within the column. So the first number is number 4, second number, number 6. And we just start off with a column A. If we're doing a column next to it, we'll have B, C, D, etc. So this right here is taken from generally the general program that we use. This is Microsoft Excel. There are other programs that you can use. I believe it's called Numbers if it is on a Mac computer. Microsoft Excel is the origin of this. And you'll see here that it has what's called programming code. And this just says we want to sum the numbers between the cell, and this right here is called a cell, and we want specifically cell A1, so this cell here. Now this little 2 dots in the programming language, it just means 2, not the number 2, T-O, 2. So we want the sum of A1 to A7. So from A1, which is here, and A7, which is here, we want to get the sum of every single number that is in between here. Or in other words, we want 4 plus 6, plus 6 plus 8, plus 9, plus 12, plus 15. Now there are 2 ways that you can go around it. The most obvious way is to grab your calculator and just literally add in what numbers we need. So 4 plus 6 plus 6, plus 8, plus 9, plus 12, plus 15. Your answer will be 60. So to sum all the numbers that are in here, you'll get 60. Now the other way to do this is to actually use the program Microsoft Excel. Now I've gone ahead and put in the numbers 4, 6, 6, 8, 9, 12, 15. And I want to make sure that I can view this so you can also see the code there. There we go. Now, what you will need to do is if you actually want to put this code into Excel, you're going to put the numbers in A1 to A7, or all the numbers, then you're going to go into the next cell. Ideally, you can choose any cell that you want to get the answer. We're just going to put a highlighter on the cell A8. And we are going to, before we write the code, we're going to put the little equals. So on the keyboard, it's the one before the backspace. I'm going to put equals. As soon as you put this in, Microsoft Excel says, okay, I'm waiting for a specific code. What do you want me to do? This is when you actually write in the code SUM, the sum. Now some options will come up on the side there. You just need to write sum, and then you're going to do an open bracket. Now we're literally just going to copy what we have, what the questions asked us for. We want to get A1 and make sure it is a capital letter, A1. And you can see that a blue square has popped up on the cell A1, which has number 4. The 2, which is shift, and then the button next to L, A7. And you'll notice that it knows that we're going to sum every single number from A1 to A7. Close the bracket. You have to make sure you close the bracket and press enter, and the number will turn into 60 because it knows to calculate every single number that is within A1 to A7. Now the cool thing about this, before we get to the next question, is that say for instance you realize that you made a mistake with one of the numbers that you inputted. And say for instance you accidentally put in the number 20 as opposed to 15. As soon as I change this number, what will add up changes accordingly, because this cell has only got a code in to say whatever is in A1 to A7 I must add up. So regardless of what numbers you put in there, let's change this back to 15, 1, 5, enter, it will sum up exactly what's in there, which is really, really cool. So if you have Microsoft Excel, you can go ahead and apply this summing language so you can get the answer accordingly. Now we're going to do this question, this type of question again. We've got different numbers within A1 to A7, but you'll notice here that what it's asking for is just the sum of A2 to A6. So this means we don't necessarily want to include A1. We want to start at A2 and sum every number from A2 to A6. Or in other words, we just want to sum these numbers in here. And we're excluding A1 and A7, the 3 and the 31. So again, the old way, or not the old way, but the obvious way, is just to add these numbers up based on what's in the cell, or the cells, and we'll get an answer of 83. But again, if we want to use Microsoft Excel, we'll go ahead and put these numbers in. I'll just grab my numbers, I'll quickly put them in. And this time, again, I'm going to put in equals. Remember, it starts with an equals, sum. Now you can type this in, or you can click and hold from A2 and drag down to A6. And then once you've got where your end destination is, you let go of that click. And it automatically, you can see it automatically fills it out for you. Close the bracket, press equals, and our answer is 83. So if I change A7 or A1, it doesn't matter. This won't be affected because it's not asking for what the sum is between A1 to A7. It's asking specifically for A2 to A6. But if I change something in A2 to A6, say A4 from 16 to 33, then the answer will change accordingly, because the code is relying on what these specific numbers are. Now there's one more code that's required for you to know, and this one is called the product code for Microsoft Excel. And the same rules apply, but instead of summing the answers, we're going to do what's called the product, and product just means multiply. So this is just multiply, and what we're doing is we're going to multiply the numbers from A1 to A4. Or in other words, we're going to get the product of 2, 4, 5, and 6. So your calculator will do this as 2 times 4 times 5 times 6, which is 240. So 2 times 4 is 8, 8 times 5, and then whatever that answer is times 6. That's how we get 240. But again, using Microsoft Excel, I've got the numbers here. I've got actually a set of different numbers. So let's just change this from 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. So to get this one here, put in equals, type in product, open bracket, and we're going to get from A1 to A4, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Close the bracket, and we'll get our 240 right there. It's a pretty awesome trick to use, especially if you have a big column of numbers. You just need to just put those numbers down and let Excel do the work for you. The last example has to do with flowcharts. Now you all have seen flowcharts used before. We're going to go ahead and use a flowchart to answer this question. We're going to use the flowchart or diagram to transform the number 8. Or in other words, we're going to start with the number 8 and follow a set of rules depending on what's being asked for, and then navigate through a path or a diagram to get to the end. And whatever the end number is, or considered as the final number, we'll put our answer in here. So we're going to start with the number 8, and we're going to add 17. So 8 plus 17. If you want to challenge yourself, try to do this without a calculator. This is equal to 25. Now that we've got 25, is the 25 even? Yes or no? 25 is not even, so we're going to go into the no pathway. Then from 25, we're going to subtract 9. So we'll just go take away 9, and this gives us 16. So here with 16, is 16 a prime number? So a prime number just means only 1 and itself can go into it. Well, no, it's even, so that's a dead giveaway. But we've got 1, 16, 2, 8, and 4. Definitely more than 2 numbers. So this is not a prime. We're going to go to the no, and with that 16, we're going to add 11. End up with 27. And that is the end. So our end number is 27. Pretty straightforward. Just read the set of rules that are being applied and just follow the pathway accordingly. And this is the last skill for this set of topics. Go ahead and attempt it, and then we'll work on the post-test. The post-test will be unlocked in due time. But now attempt this skill, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be for the next topic. Bye-bye.